Pay attention to everyone's behavior. The way they're watching Kaylee and Maddie. Jovito and Hayden and the girl who's new to town. That's what Jovito said. The one in the white jacket. That's not Jack D's sister. She's new to town and he was showing her around. He said that's his neighbor. Look at the three guys behind. They turn with their back facing the cashier so that Kaylee and Maddie doesn't notice them. Shawalter is texting the guy in black. It goes back and forth. The girls were definitely under surveillance. Now that Aunt Taylor is saying there's 2 or 3 unidentified male DNAs, and there was 3 mixed male DNAs under Maddie's nails. Now we can look closer to what I've been saying the whole of the last 2.5 years, that the frats were involved. I believe many people were carrying sharp-edge objects, cables. This was all pre-planned, in my opinion. Whatever Maddie told Adam about Kaylee made it just worse. All the 4 victims, unfortunately, were all targets. They all had different tags, different motives on them, in my opinion. That is the Sigma Chi fraternity. It was all frats that were busy that night, whether it was at Bandfield, the corner club, or the grub truck, or grub hub. Even Hanne Cleere'S brothers are behind Shawalter, in my opinion. Number 9's going to get something. I wonder why the toxicological reports were not necessary. I hope they come in trial. Look at how everyone's looking at number 9, and he likes to play with sharp-edged objects. Look at this one with the black jacket and the grey Nike jumper. He's carrying something. Everyone's playing a role at the grub truck, Bandfield, and corner club, and even inside the house. We don't know if anyone was waiting for them there. The many we don't see that night, like Hunter Johnson. Was he at the Sigma party with Emily, his girlfriend? Why did they choose to call him first? This guy is carrying something in his jumper, definitely. The one with the black jacket. This one's trying to avoid the cameras. Jack Showalter's carrying something in his jacket too. Many people are carrying at the grub truck. Did this one come from a fight club, or is he going to one? Allegedly. Showalter is so busy with what Kaylee and Maddie are doing, especially Kaylee. Wonder who Kaylee was texting that night. Did they ever find Kaylee's phone? Or did the suspects take it with them? Joe knows everything that's going on. Who the guy Showalter was with him the whole time at the grub truck. Maddie's tired of Showalter. Kaylee's ignoring the situation. May they rest in peace. Look at these two as jeans. They're carrying too. I showed you this guy with the beige and brown jacket. He has a belt on and he's carrying a long knife. How are all these people ignored? They could be the unidentified male DNAs, especially the 3 mixed male DNAs under Maddie's nails. Look at Showalter. What are they carrying? Was this all pre-planned? Crime of passion, revenge, bullying, mean girls, allegedly. Revenge for Hanne, her brothers with the grub truck with the white car. There's a lot going on that night. Number 9 was definitely putting something inside Maddie's mouth while he was giving his ticket to the counter guy. The counter guy is the one who said people have fallen. Pay attention, there's a lot going on. Look at these ones. Even Maddie's shocked to see them. She's telling Kaylee. There's something inside his jacket. Showalter leaves in a white car too. Hanne's brothers, brother and friend, are behind Showalter. Allegedly. What is he carrying? Could be nothing, but it could be something. Showalter's hiding and turning away from Kaylee because she's going to take a picture. I think Kaylee did not feel safe. Her own father said in the beginning of this case that Kaylee would take out her phone and start recording if she felt unsafe. And we were told in the beginning that Kaylee had a stalker, although the police were debunking it. The vape shop guy said that Kaylee had a stalker. Could it have been Showalter? Because the stalker followed her one day. It was daytime from the grub truck. The white car is still standing outside. The lights are on. Kaylee and Maddie ditched Showalter. They were scared of him. Still believe He's one of the 3 unidentified male DNAs. And the guy in Bandfield with the one glove is the second one. The figures running, one of them has to be in it, I believe. That same night at 3:30 a.m. did some digging on Venmo. It's a woman called Lai Whoopin. Said, I did some digging on Venmo, and Ethan's last Venmo payment was to Jack Cadwish. Clicked on his page and found a Molly Gray who paid Liz Catchewis, that's Jack Catchewish's sister, and captioned it 3:30 a.m. This is very unsettling. Could be nothing, but could be something. Thought it was interesting. Regardless, it was interesting because many people were sending Venmo payments. Lie, Murph, you're right. Liz Catchwis was at the grub truck. She was the one who said, oh, Canberra, hello. Do you take Apple Pay? Yes, you'll take Apple Pay. She's the one talking out loudly. The short girl. So she was there all the time while Maddie and Kaylee were there. So she paid Ethan's last Venmo payment was to Jack, that's her brother. No, not her brother. His sister, Jack Catchewis, his sister is Liz Catchewis, and Molly Gray, this young woman at the grub truck, paid at 3:30 a.m. The caption says. It's very unsettling. They all know what happened. 3:30 is when they knew that they all were completely done with all 4 victims. 3:30 a.m. What is inside the sliding door? There's a lot of garbage outside. Was this the DoorDash driver who brought the pizza? Did they order it on Xana's name? They could have pretended to be Xana on TikTok. DM doesn't even sound like a rational witness. And the exculpatory evidence, I believe, Bethany Funk has, in my opinion only, is that her Venmos show that she was selling. And let's not forget, BK was a recovering addict, heroin addict. He was using it for 5 years. So maybe the only wrong thing he did was he was buying cocaine from Bethany Funk, allegedly. Because it shows in a Venmo trace. People are telling her to hide it at the Riley's dumpster. This was between 2021 to 2022, May, June. That would make sense that they didn't call 911 because they needed to take whatever was in the house that DM was hallucinating from out of the house. Because the 911 transcripts don't even make sense. There's gaps. Why was DM calling the driver? E.g., Eric Gohan, I believe his name is, wasn't the only driver. Why were they all calling that driver and using that driver? Found this to be very interesting. Please help. Please call the Moscow Police Department tip line below any information you may have that could help solve this tragic crime that has devastated the families of the victims and our community. Any information you have, no matter how small or insignificant you may think it could be, can help bring justice. Okay. This is what I found really interesting. They were interested from the 12th of November, 5 p.m. That was on a Saturday, to the 13th of November, that's a Sunday, to 12 p.m. That's when 911 was called. Explore all the areas outside of your residence for anything suspicious, including but not limited for sheds, shops, garbage, recycling, compost, bins, bushes, and other various landscaping. Interesting. Really, really interesting. So they were interested for information from the 12th of November, the day before the unalivings, to the 13th, when 911 was called at 12 p.m. It's literally the neighbor, and it's so obvious, especially after his interview Monday. He's the stalker, hunter, long-time resident, and maybe even hoodie boy. He said he didn't see or hear anything and went to sleep at 2 a.m. at night, and he had work at 11:40 a.m. that morning. The person is mixing a bit because it was Jack D that had work next day and said he was sleeping, although he was at the corner club with Maddie and Kaylee right up to 125. And that's when the girls walked down with Jack Showalter, who was kicked out of the corner club already because he's harassing Kaylee and Maddie. He was kicked out of the frat because he's harassing or as harassments towards females, and Ethan reported him, so maybe he was bothering Zina. He's the hunter, definitely. He's a junior wrestler. But Jack D himself is a tennis player and an ex-show. Both the Jacks and both the Davids and the Sigma Chi, the Davids, have something to do with this, in my opinion, allegedly. And the Bandfield boys and Side. They were too close to those areas. The figures running. I've always stuck by the frat theory and the Sigma Chi, because they were everywhere at the grub shop, corner club. Maddie and Kaylee was getting attention from the corner club, and I believe bad attention was there too. I wonder if the stairs was ever used. But I don't think they would have to need to use the stairs, because if DM and BF story is not making sense, it's like I always said. There were many players involved, but their surviving roommates are not witnesses. Like the chief said, they were just there. They could have opened the door for them. They could have left the door open. We could see they were texting each other, sending messages to each other, calling their dads, calling the moms. The dads called them back. DM was creating numbers, saving numbers. BF was taking pictures a whole minute. None of them called the police. So of course they could have been working from the inside for whatever reason. Let's not forget, DM was getting bullied. And like Anonymous said in the 4chan, that the Sigma Chi fraternity boys, Ethan and Xana, had beef. It was fuming since fall the year before. David B was Ethan's tutor, and he wasn't doing well with that. Then you have Lot, who was called all allegedly bad names, shrivel balls and all, by Ethan. And he was in rage. We saw his white truck that night driving to the corner club. It is very possible the 19-minute theory works really well with them if you go backwards, right up to 2:53. That's when you see the Bandfield boys too. All these things are really important. You can see the beginning of the case, the police were zeroing in on the frat boys, the Sigma frat boys, because of the 4 figures running, the other frat boys because of the Bandfield boys. But they said they wouldn't take any phones with them. They said they didn't want the Wi-Fi to capture anything. They did it. And Showalter did it, allegedly. And Hanne, Cleere'S brothers were all over the grub truck with the white Hyundai Elantra. And Hoodie Guy went into the car, the white car. Maddie and Kaylee went into a navy blue car, Eric's car.
Chapin were seen alive, according to police. For the first time, the fraternity's president.
Al, Sam's a good friend before Ethan even came up. But that's all I really want to talk about right now because I actually have class here in like 15 minutes.
Sigma Chi President Reed Offson says the fraternity is cooperating with the investigation. The fraternity is about half a block from the house where the murders happened.
Does anybody work during that timeline? Like there's still this big chunk where...
As of right now, we've told Moscow PD, Idaho State Police, and the FBI all we know. We're kind of leaving it up to them to piece it together. Obviously, we don't have the utilities or resources to do it on our own, so we're just with full faith in who's doing it. But that's all I really know right now.
Are there any guns?
Not on the property.
He said, this is the Sigma Chi president. He said that there's no cameras there. What a coincidence. The whole fraternity doesn't have cameras. This was all pre-planned. Why were they under the microscope? The figures that were running to Sigma Chi. There was a fight at the Sigma Chi.